exciting event today.
I'm sorry, what?
Talk a little bit about being involved in this event today.
Well, I mean, while I was playing baseball, one thing that I really enjoyed doing was going to various cities and going to watch stores and looking at various name brand watches, and then I started buying a few here and there. Started meeting owners of the stores, and I met a lot of people, and gone to a lot of factories for various things, but I'm very excited to be a part of Ulysse Nardin. It's a watch that I believe in. It's a great timepiece, and it's a watch that I collect. And to be coming on board, representing them, being an ambassador, if you will, for their company, I'm very honored to be a part of that.
Would you call yourself a watch collector?
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, I would say I probably have about 50 or 60 watches, so I guess I would fall under probably pales in comparison to some people, but it was just something that I really was fascinated by, learning about all the different kinds of watches, and obviously there's a lot of them out there, but Ulysse Nardin is right on the top of my list. I have several of them, and then to meet Patrick and the late Rolf Schneider, I was honored to be a part of this.
What does it mean to you to have a watch called the Big Unit watch?
Well, I mean, that's a little over the top. Hopefully it sells big, but it'll be a limited edition watch. There won't be many out there, and I think, as in anything, when you promote something or market something, you try to get a familiar face, a name attached to the product. And now that I'm retired, I think my name is still out there doing various things. But to have a watch, that was the last thing that I ever would have thought would have happened. To have a watch made after me.
Have you had a chance to see the watch and everything yet?
Well, it's still being put together, but I've seen some artist renditions, and I've had a little bit of input on that as well.
Kind of talk about what you think of the watch company, kind of what your history with them is as far as...
Well, it's just starting my relationship with them, but I've been on board. I was at one of their openings in Florida in Boca Raton. They had their only boutique store in Boca Raton, Florida, so I got asked to attend that. It was a great evening of some other celebrities and the opening of the store. And the late owner was there, Rolf, and then Patrick, who was now the CEO of the company. So I was able to meet them for the first time, and at that time I still wasn't a part of it, but meeting people, and later down the road, about a year later, it's come about, it's materialized, and they've asked me if I would like to come on board.
As a pitcher, your attention to detail is so tight. Do you feel like they kind of represent that with their watches?
What's that?
Yeah, that attention to detail. Like as a pitcher, you would be...
Well, yeah, I think we're a few levels above when we're talking about craftsmanship when it comes to being a watchmaker. You can't afford to make mistakes when you make a watch. Baseball, at this ballpark for 9 years, I made a lot of mistakes, but sometimes they got covered up based on the rest of the good game.
Yeah, we're going to ask you the one question again, just because of them singing the national anthem down there. Talk about the watch company again, just kind of what you know of them and your history.
Well, my first meeting with the late Rolf Schneider and Patrick, who is now the CEO of the company, was roughly a little over a year ago. They were opening up their boutique store for North America down in Boca Raton, Florida, and I got asked to attend that. It was kind of a meet and greet cocktail party. And take 3.
Alright, so let's try this, hopefully,
Okay.
got all the practice in. So just once again, tell me kind of your history with the watch company.
Well, being a watch collector, I've met a few owners of various boutiques, and a friend of mine was opening up a boutique store, the only Ulysse Nardin boutique store in North America, and that was roughly
You know that they're just heckling me, right?
Yeah.
Because as soon as you go on, there's.
I think we're actually okay. The mic doesn't seem to really be picking it up.
Oh.
Just-
It is on the one this channel, but not on.
Yeah.
So I think we're fine.
We'll try it one more time. So let's.
And then take 4.
Yeah. So just tell me your history with the watch company.
Well, over the years, collecting watches, meeting various watch owners of stores, I got asked to go down to the opening of Ulysse Nardin's boutique store in Boca Raton, Florida. So at that time, I met the late Ralph Schneider and Patrick, who is now the CEO of Ulysse Nardin, and really kind of got my feet wet, meeting people and seeing the various watches that they make, and then roughly about a year later, they asked if I would have any interest in coming on board, seeing that I'm passionate about watches and know a little bit about the background of their company and the people that run the company. And I said, sure, what do you have in mind? And so we're sitting down and designing a limited edition timepiece, and we'll see how that does.
As you're sitting up here in the owner box looking down at the field, do you miss being out there?
I played well beyond my time. I played 22 years, so I think if you play 10 years, you feel pretty fortunate. So I played double that.
How's retirement going for you?
What's that?
How's retirement going?
Good. Well, as you can see, I'm staying busy, and I have 4 kids, and so I'm a family man, and do a lot of traveling, and have other businesses. So you know, I had my time, my 15 minutes of fame in baseball, and you know, I've not been too bored since my retirement.
In baseball, they pretty much always told you where you had to be and what time, so you probably didn't need watches a lot because they kind of told you everywhere. So now you probably need a watch right now that you're retired.
Yeah.
What are you doing to stay in shape during retirement? You still?
Well, I mean, I work out. I mean, I don't work out as much as I did. You know, back when I was playing, I was working out every day the day that I was pitching. So, you know, I don't need to be in that kind of shape anymore.
You ever step out and just throw one with a radar gun and see how fast you can throw?
No. Baseball is, I mean, I'm almost 50 years old now, so I think, you know, baseball kind of ran its course in my life. I mean, I still watch it a little bit, but I have other interests, and I have 4 kids at home that are teenagers now, so, I mean, you know, life goes on.
Do you keep in touch with any of the ex-players, any of the guys?
Some of the retired players, sure. I mean, a lot of the newer players that are playing the game now, you know, I might recognize their names. Some of the older guys that were coming in the game when I was leaving, you know, I recognize those names. But you know, there's a major turnover in this game, and my era, you know, was probably done 10 years ago, and I retired 3 years ago. So.
Now you said you had a watch collection. I would assume this is probably your new favorite watch, right?
When this watch comes out, it will be the crown and jewel of my collection. Yeah.
Did you ever think there'd be a watch called the Big Unit?
I did not. That was probably the farthest thing. I always thought when I had my picture on the cover of a Wheaties box, or when you were on the cover of Sports Illustrated, you know, that was the pinnacle of success. But I suppose I've reached new heights now.
As a watch collector, this has to be pretty high up on your list of kind of cool things that have happened in your career.
Well, absolutely. I mean, since I've retired, I've been able to do a lot of things and see a lot of things that, you know, during baseball I didn't have the time or the luxury of being able to do. So being retired now for 3 years, I've been able to, you know, do things and do a little traveling and do some business things that I now have time to, you know, be focused on, where I probably couldn't give my undivided attention playing baseball.
Right, great. I think we're good. Cool.
Great.
Thanks so much, Randy.
Yeah, thanks
Thank
for
you.
your patience.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Patrick?